Todd Davis is the founder of LifeLock. And a quick Google search about him and his journey with LifeLock will tell you that Symantec famously acquired LifeLock for over $2.3 billion a few years ago. And equally, Wikipedia will tell you that Todd won the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year for Top Emerging Company for Orange County and Desert Cities in 2009. And he was also awarded the CRM's Magazine Service Elite Award, the Arizona Business Leadership Association's Leadership Award, and the Arizona Business Journal 25 Most Admired CEOs in 2009. But none of this will tell you how he faced death, sat on the cliff's edge, not sure if his company would exist the following month during that infamous rollercoaster journey of startup life. So I caught up with him today to try and learn more about his personal story and hear about the thriving tech scene here at Phoenix, and also why businesses are setting up camp in the Grand Canyon State. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, so you can join me chatting with Todd Davis in a coffee shop in Phoenix. There might be a little bit of traffic noise that you hear just to add to the ambience, and essentially have a listen to two guys grabbing a coffee together. So thanks for joining me today, Todd, in sunny Arizona at the GPEC event. But for listeners tuning in from all over the world, can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. So I am lucky enough to have been the founder and CEO of a company called LifeLock, which we started here in the States and initially was only available in the States, but became the fastest growing identity theft protection company in the world. We grew over 12 years. We grew to almost 700 million top line revenue, about 5 million subscribers in the U.S., and we've gone public, and then later were acquired by a company called Symantec that does Norton Antivirus. Yeah. And so we had really a couple of great exits, but more importantly, the legacy I'm proud of is that we really were the first ones at the forefront of defining this new industry of identity theft protection, and especially in this age of data breaches and all our data being out there, that we really empowered consumers to take control of their own destiny, protect themselves, but have their back if something went wrong. And so I'm most proud of that legacy, that we were able to define this new industry and do it at such a high standard.
Fantastic. Now, you have a very rich history of working in the tech industry with several tech startups and also your time at Dell, of course. But what is it about Phoenix is making it a hotbed for technology companies right now, especially compared to areas such as Silicon Valley?
Absolutely. So probably a couple of things, a couple of dynamics at work together. One of them, of course, is just the sheer competitiveness of our states. So California, pretty big tax burden, high cost of living. The competition from the tech companies, part of the time is just outbidding each other. What are the amenities and those kind of things, versus an Arizona has the ability to come attract much lower cost of living. But we've seen, this big infusion of that experienced, great talent. Our universities have really done a great job of stepping up. Before it was a lot of, here's the book, here's the, where it's dated. I'm not getting cutting edge stuff that Silicon Valley was really allowing the younger folks to learn from a coding, user interface, creative artwork, really see out on the horizon. Well, that's all changed now. And so we're really able to attract a high level of talent. I will say often, we did it with LifeLock, I see it with several companies I'm invested in now, kind of a symbiotic relationship. We may have a few key elements of talent that we will still look for in Silicon Valley, have a base of operation there, but instead of paying a 50% premium on overhead and salaries, et cetera, where they have still lower living, standard of living because of the cost, we're able to just place out there the talent, that the little bit of talent we might not be able to find in Phoenix. But now, because we've got critical mass of tech companies now, we've had enough success stories like a LifeLock, like a 41st Parameter, so many others now that have come out in WebMD, great technology companies that had very successful exits with them. It really allows us to attract that same kind of talent. That standard of living, and I will also add that the school systems have dramatically improved. Arizona's been very open to charter public schools, so not the expensive private school. They're deemed public schools, but they're charter which allows you to really be selective. What kind of education do you want for your children? And we have some of the highest rated charter schools in the nation here in Arizona, so that makes it even more attractive for people to come.